In this video, I'm going to go over our slope-intercept form word problem practice because it's a little bit harder. Uh, and keep in mind, when we do these questions, we are writing things in the form y equals mx plus b. And normally m is the slope and b is the y-intercept, but this we're going to call the rate of change in more real-life scenarios here. And b is going to be that initial amount. Okay, or maybe it's like a flat fee or something like that. Okay, that's not going to change. So it really depends on the question, but those are kind of the two things that happen there. Okay. When we're doing the rate of change, okay, we are looking for some words like per, each, and every. Okay, that's usually a good indication that we are dealing with our slope in that case. Okay, so the first one, a recording studio charges musicians an initial fee of $50. I'm going to highlight some things. So initial fee, $50. Studio time costs an additional $35 per hour. Notice I see that per there. Write an equation that gives the total cost Y of an album based on the amount of studio time in X hours. As you do these, it might be helpful to kind of just jot down on the side, what is your X and what is your Y? Okay, and it tells us. So X is the number of hours that you're going to be at the studio, and Y is the total cost. And now that kind of helps put things in the right spot here. So here we know there's an initial fee of $50. Okay, we know it's $35 per hour. An hour is our X. Okay, this is a nice easy one where they just gave us the information. It's just Y equals $35 for each hour plus the $50. Okay, and that's it for that one. Nice and easy. We like those. The next one, a carpet store charges $20 per square yard of carpet after an initial installation fee. A customer paid a total of $800 for 30 square yards. Write an equation that gives the total cost Y of buying and installing a carpet given the area of the room in X square yards. So here, X is going to be the square yards or the area. Y is the total cost. Y is often the total cost, not always, but a lot of times it is. And here I can see that it's $20 per square yard. However, it tells us there's an installation fee, which would be our y-intercept, but we don't know what it is. Okay, so this is one where we're going to need to find it. Okay, so we need to plug things into y equals mx plus b. The m, this is our slope. So we know that m is going to be 20. Okay, but remember, if we're finding a missing b, that means we need an x and a y. And that's going to come from that extra information they gave us right here. It's like they gave us an ordered pair without actually saying, hey, here's an ordered pair. Okay, because if someone paid $800 for 30 square yards, that means, remember, X is square yards. So 30 square yards matches with $800. There's our X and our Y that we can temporarily plug in. So we're going to put the 800 in for the Y. We said the M was 20. The X is 30. And remember, MX means we have to multiply them. Plus B. We get 800 equals 600 plus B. And then when I subtract the 600 from both sides, we get that 200 equals B. So that is our y-intercept. That is that the installation fee. So our equation for this final one would be y equals $20 per square yard, $20 X, plus the $200 installation fee. The next one, Carla's saving money for a trip this summer. She already has some money in her savings account and will add the same amount to her account each week. At the end of 2 weeks, Carla has 130. At the end of 8 weeks, she has 280. Write a linear function to represent the amount of money Y that Carla has in her account after X weeks. So here, X is weeks, Y is money. We know that she has some money in there. She's going to add some each week, but unfortunately, this is one where we don't know either piece of information. So we look to see what else they give us. They say after 2 weeks, she has 130. In 8 weeks, she has $280. Those are the ordered pairs. because remember, X is weeks and Y is money. So the first statement says 2 weeks is 130. And then the next sentence says 8 weeks is 280. Okay, and now we can use these two ordered pairs to find our slope. So remember with slope, it's y minus y. So I'm going to do 280 minus 130 over x minus x. We do that math, it gives us 150 over 6, which means our slope is 25. Okay, and that was how much she's saving each week. So that's our slope, $25 each week. Now we can plug things into y equals mx plus b. We just calculated that the m was 25. It does not matter which ordered pair we plug in. I'm going to use the smaller numbers. So y is 130, x is 2. We get 130 equals 50 plus b. We subtract 50, and b is 80. So b was how much money she's starting with in her account. So our final equation for number 3 is y equals saving $25 each week plus the $80 she already had in there. Okay, number 4, you're taking a Taekwondo class that costs $15 a month. In addition, you needed to purchase a uniform. So we have $15 a month. Notice, well, this one doesn't have per, but a month is going to be critical there. You need to purchase a uniform, but they don't tell us how much it is. Paid a total of $108 after 6 months. Write an equation that gives the total cost y based on the length of time you have been taking classes in X months. So here our X is months. Our Y is total cost. We know that the slope is going to be $15 a month because months is X. So that would be our 15X. So in terms of Y equals MX plus B, we know our M is 15. We don't know the B though. However, we know you paid $108 after 6 months as an ordered pair. Make sure you're looking at what things mean. That would be 6 for the months and 108 for the total cost. So now I can plug that into my Y and my X. We multiply the 15 and the 6 to get 90. And then we subtract the 90. We get 18 equals B. So that was the cost of that uniform. So our equation is Y equals $15 a month plus the $18 uniform, which is a pretty good deal if you ask me. Your family spends $30 for tickets to an aquarium and $3 per hour for parking. I see that per there. Write an equation that gives the total cost y of your family's visit to the aquarium as a function of the number of hours x that you are there. So x is hours spent at the aquarium. Y is the total cost. Here we have all the information. It's $30 for tickets. That's just going to be $30. That doesn't depend on how many hours you spend there. It's $3 per hour for parking. This one's just y equals 3x plus 30. Love those. Nice and quick. Don't really have to think a whole lot. And the last one, a camp charges a registration fee and a daily amount. The total bill for one camper was $338 for 12 days. Total bill for another camper was $506 for 19 days. Write an equation that gives the total cost y based on the number of days x spent at camp. Okay, so here we know there's a fee and a daily amount. Okay, we don't know anything other than that though. We do know our x is the days and the y is once again that total cost. We're going to have to plug things into y equals mx plus b. But what are we plugging in? We don't know yet because we have to calculate some stuff. So one camper, $338 for 12 days. Someone else, $506 for 19 days. Thinking in terms of X being days and Y is total cost, that means our ordered pairs are 12, $338, and then 19, $506. So from there, I can find my slope. Slope is y minus y. And notice when I'm doing these, I'm doing the bigger number minus the smaller number. I think that just makes more sense. 19 minus 12. That gives us 168 over 7. And that gives us 24 as our slope. Okay. Now we can plug things into y equals mx plus b. M is 24. I'm going to plug in the smaller numbers. So I'm going to do 338 for the y and the 12 for my x. I got to do that little bit of multiplication. 24 times 12 is 288. And now I can subtract 288 from both sides and find that b is 50. So final answer, the 24, that's how much it is per day. Because think about it, like if we do this slope here, it was costs over days. So we know it's the cost per day. So it's going to be y equals 24x plus that $50 registration fee.